Hey everyone, this is Emmanuel, Chief Healing Officer of Inside Out Institute, and we want to tune into you. I know you're watching us from the art of becoming a successful leader through cutting-edge energy healing, basically using the modalities of the emotion code and the body code created by the Discover Healing team. And I'm here with Todd Cahill, the CEO of Inside Out Institute. We're excited to do a quick interview here because we want to talk about this interesting thing that's come up with this stimulus package from this country that we live in the United States. And so, but really we thought about this before, and we want to kind of make this sort of like a metaphor for maybe like quick Band-Aids that we receive in life that we're like, okay, now I'm good, but then it's just really just a Band-Aid, not long-term. So what are your thoughts just on that? Just the stimulus?
It doesn't pay my cell phone bill, so I'm screwed. I got my daughter on it, I got my son on it, I got my iPad on it, and it's like $571. So I get to profit $27. So I'm excited for our U.S. government. I'm so grateful for all of the amazing, Nancy Pelosi and all these amazing, wonderful leaders that have our back. And I'm so glad that I put all my trust in the government.
Yeah, so I think I saw someone posting like some woman dragging like a PS5, and that's like all we got for the $600. So
yeah,
people are going to use it for probably the wrong things anyway, So
yeah, exactly.
But tell me, what's your experience here? Again, I have some really cool questions for you.
Sure.
For example, and it's okay. Let's be vulnerable. Let's just be raw. We're two guys here, and we appreciate leadership. We appreciate this, healing. And so the first thing is this: I know like temporary Band-Aids for people. Like we actually all have one. I think in my own life and your life, we have these sort of like temporary things that we do to kind of like fill up our cup because maybe we didn't address what was really going on. And maybe you did this before the emotion code, body code. I mean, for me, it was like skateboarding and reading. It was almost like I was trying to find ways of what Michael Jackson called escapism. It's like he's like the reason why he's so successful, he said in his last tour movie that he did, is he said, because I'm a master of escapism. I allow people to escape their lives, but he says, unfortunately, they go back to the life that they had before after they leave the concert.
Yep.
So what was it for you? What was your way to escape maybe problems in your life? And maybe you're like, hey, you know what? Now that I look back at it, it really didn't work for me.
Well, I think a lot of people escape through like TV, and through the stories of other people and living vicariously through other people. And I think a lot of times, which is really weird, but by the way, yes, Laura, I was joking. Please, that for the record. Oh my God, Todd Cahill believes in the government. No. Anyway, I think escapism is also just like getting into the news, and you think like you're escaping, but you're actually just like the vibration of like even like a negative TV show, a violent TV show. Even if you're trying to escape, you're getting that vibration that's not really serving you, which is better served by getting a higher vibration somewhere else. And if you're working on your own plan, I don't care if you live in America or New Zealand, we're all free human beings. Okay. I mean, we are. I mean, we have, it maybe some communists, but I think sometimes, looking at what's going on in America, there's some people in China that seem more free than us in America. We are free to make choices, and we have the opportunity to make the choice of, are we going to grow our personal life and our empire and our kingdom, or are we just going to rely on the kingdom to build our, and this goes down thousands and thousands. I mean, look at Rome, you look at England, you look at, how America was even formed in it was not 1776, but it was, 4 or 5 years prior to that, where the people in America were just like, forget this, we're going to revolt against the European government and do something about it with the Declaration of Independence. So we all have that opportunity to choose freedom and fight for it on a day-to-day basis. But escaping in a positive way for me is like meditation. If I'm overwhelmed, I can escape in a good way, and I can get back to that heart. My chakras are aligned. I'm sitting up straight with my back because that's where the chakras are, and I can kind of realign and not look at my life that I want to try to escape my life. I'm diving into my life like this is it. If it's up to what did we always used to say in network marketing? If it's meant to be, it's up to me.
Yeah.
Which is a good adage, but it's so true.
Yeah, so for you, for example, maybe just we can be vulnerable here. What were some of your bad Band-Aids that maybe you used to use before that you're like, that doesn't really work for me at all anymore? I mean, I know you have a positive.
Yeah.
How long have you been meditating for? What, like a couple of years or?
6 years.
6 years, yeah. So before that, I mean, let's like honestly, you and I probably went to other things that really didn't work for us. Like, what was your major escapism that you're like, yeah, I don't really do that anymore, but I used to do that. Some people actually see. I know you do, for example, a healthy workout,
Yeah.
But some people do work out because it's a way to escape. If they don't get their endorphins, they're in a really bad place because there's other mental things going on, you know?
Yeah, you can overwork out. You can get like narcissistic, you know, and not even know it. I used to escape by just going to the movies alone. I used to love that. Life's tough, and going through like relational issues years ago, I'd always go to like the Temecula movies and just by myself. And that was definitely an escape, which looking back at it really didn't do anything for me. It just escape, you know, for about 2 to 3 hours. Of course, people turn to like smoking, alcohol. Fortunately, I never really did that. You know, I think people can go virtually into the pornography thing and escape that way without trying to heal their own marriage. And maybe, you know, and the other thing too is like, without just being honest and vulnerable. I think that's what we're all searching for is just the opportunity to be honest and vulnerable about what we really want in life. But we're so afraid to tell the truth of how we really feel. And I know working with you, being, you know, a body code, emotion code practitioner yourself, I've been able to like open up that vulnerability of what I have been escaping from and starting to be a lot stronger. And when that actually comes of something I do want to escape, I could actually sit in that feeling and be okay with it now, even if it's depression, anxiety, and I can feel it, even though it sucks and it's a horrible feeling, instead of just like running from it, but then it keeps showing its ugly head all the time. But
Yeah.
now I can be the power of the mind because I'm sitting in it. I'm getting healed on myself, and then I can get stronger and stronger. When it comes, it's almost like, oh, here you go again. You know, he's back, or you know, and it's almost like laughable when it comes, and it's not as hard as it used to be.
Yeah, and I feel like what you were saying too, I feel like for me at least, when it comes down to, you know, doing escapism, it was because I was thinking about why me, instead of
Mhm.
like, what can I learn from this? You know, because that's a very different way to look at something than say why me and be a victim. I think I would escape when I started to accept the fate of victimhood. I think that's when I started
Yeah,
to escape. You know, this is great. So again,
yeah,
two really buff men here. Okay, only one buff man, but two buff men here being vulnerable. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is you've probably met millions of people, or at least thousands of people, who have had a lot of success in their life, but then they lost it.
yeah,
And I'm actually, I can attest to that, that I've been that way too. My mother unfortunately passed away in 2011, and she left me an inheritance. But I remember I got scammed close to over $500,000. You know, and there's two reasons why that happened. Number one is I didn't have the conscious brain to retain that money.
right.
Also, my subconscious was like freaking out with like so much money, and we've all heard that saying that we're, you know, lottery winners, like after 5 years they go even
Yeah,
beyond bankrupt, right? They go
yeah,
bankrupt. So what I was going to ask you real quick is, and I learned something very powerful from my friend. My friend told me this: is never do business with a broke person, you know. But it
yeah.
took me a while to get that advice, and like I already lost it, you know. But
Mhm,
what is it for you, for example? Like when people get this, when they're depending on this check, they're
mhm.
not like, okay, cool, this is just like an extra little money thing. But there's people that are depending, and they're like waiting, like in the mailbox, like, you know, what do you tell those people that are like kind of, they need it instead of just like, okay, cool, it's just an extra cherry on the top of how much money I make.
Well, I mean, are you really going to accept it? I mean, it's a 5,539 page document, and the Declaration of Independence is a 4-page document. If you're, I mean, like for me, it's like it's kind of like collecting unemployment. Like, okay, like I won't do it. So, and that's no offense to anyone that collects unemployment. It's just it's such a low vibe. Like I don't need money from the government. I remember being, you know, bankrupt, not bankrupt. I never filed bankruptcy, but I remember being homeless, and I remember having the opportunity to file unemployment. But because of the book Think and Grow Rich, and understanding the power of the mastermind, and understanding that I can think and grow rich myself, I don't need anyone helping me. And there's a very low vibe when someone's giving you money. And I'm not
Mhm.
saying you shouldn't take it. That's not my, okay, $600, great. You know, the PPP loan, you know, that was great. You know, that people got access to a PPP loan, maybe kept their business. I mean, I understand that. But it's that mindset of just like this, gimme, gimme, gimme. My government's going to take care of me. My mom and dad are going to take care of me, or vice versa. My kids are going to take care of me, you know, when they get older and stuff. When we can lose that, what you said, victimhood mentality, and
Mhm.
understand that right now, information is not power, but specialized information and creating new experiences equals energy, and everything is energy. So if I want to manifest a great relationship, I need to put more energy into it. And
Mhm.
also looking at myself, because we attract not what we want, and that's the problem that 99% of Americans are facing. Just because they want an Xbox, they ain't gonna get one. Just because they want a good marriage, they ain't gonna get one. Just because they want to be wealthy, they ain't gonna get wealthy. Once you start stating the fact that you already are wealthy, then no, you don't have to worry about what the government is giving you or what they're not giving you and being in victimhood, because you are the creator of your own future. But so much of us, so many times we're living in the past of just all this, crap that we had to go through. And that's why you come in and you're, like I said, a healer, and you got this amazing power to really help us understand how we can heal from all of these emotional baggage and traumas and woe is me. And a lot of it's not our fault. It's from our parents, as you know, and our grandparents and their parents. And it's kind of mind-boggling to know that you could be living a great life, but you're always in that poverty mindset or in that I need or lack thereof. And that's what this is lack. This is lack. Don't give me anything. The universe can't give me anything, but this is receiving mode. Mm-hmm. So, for me, and again, I don't know, I don't want to offend anyone, but for me, I laugh at this. I mean, I don't want this stupid check. I mean, even if I was broke, I want to go create my own checks on a weekly, monthly, yearly basis by creating a passive income, residual income. And my gosh, 2020, going into 2021, I mean, I don't care if you hate network marketing, you can go sign up for any network marketing company for $300 and go learn the skill set and be a millionaire. You can sign up with our program, you can get coach, and you can become a coach and a practitioner. You can go build your Instagram and build your brand all by yourself if you want to, just by going to YouTube and studying how to build your brand. All you got to know is, what do you want? Get the specialized knowledge that you want in that capacity, create new experiences of something you've never done before, and create massive new energies that you've never even experienced while you're healing yourself from the past energies that are holding you back. That's called, what do they call, a stimulus package right there.
Yeah. No, wow. That's really well said. I'm trying to, I know you keep bringing up specialized knowledge. That's like, I think that's chapter 1's faith, right? And Think and Grow Rich.
Yep.
And I think number 2 is
it's burning desire, faith, and patience.
But specialized knowledge is one of the chapters, though, right? Kind
of
yeah. So, and for those of you who haven't read Think and Grow Rich, I think we can both agree that book and The Law of Success, which is the 1925 edition, are pretty powerful books there. So if you haven't read those are like key elements. I mean, anybody who's been persecuted post writing a book probably wrote a really good book. I remember this French philosopher once said, if you don't want to be attacked, don't tell the truth. Well, Napoleon Hill was trying to share with the world the truth of how people mentally got their way to make millions of dollars, and obviously people were persecuting him afterwards, and that's when he wrote that book, Outwitting the Devil, right? So, so let's talk about this. What does it mean for you right now? Like now, after energy healing, after knowing about the emotion code, body code, you attract who you are. What does that mean to you now?
It means I can manifest anything I want in my life and get rid of the word want, but I am. It's that simple, but it's not so simple. So what that means is I can sit down, do some breathing techniques, some breathing work, whether it's 15 minutes. And again, I just go on YouTube and get, a great meditation. There's a million of them. But I have a meditation journal and I write down literally who I am. Does that make sense? So even if I'm, I don't know, let's just say I'm 50 pounds overweight, which I'm not, but let's just say I am, because I know there's a lot of people that would really love to lose weight in the new year. So it's not just, I want to lose weight, I want to get in shape. No. It's already visualizing you with a six pack. It's already visualizing you, what it looks like 50 pounds lighter, and then writing it down like it's already happened, doing the breathing work, doing the meditation, the visualization, and then actually, now here's the key word, doing a 21-day minimum discipline workout, where you're now getting the specialized knowledge of what you might be 50. So running on a treadmill might not be the best thing for you. Maybe it's weightlifting. Maybe it's understanding the different, for your age and how it's going to help you, lose the weight. That's specialized knowledge, and you're creating new experiences. And then you're going back every morning and the mid-afternoon to the manifestation. Then you're going back to the gym. Then you're going back. And then all of a sudden, let's say you're single, or even married. And then a couple months later, maybe 6 months later, you lose the weight. Well, guess who's more attracted to you? And so you're attracting, and other people are attracted to you. Like how, there's nothing more. I'll share this with you. This is powerful for everyone to hear this. We have this thing called testimonials in our businesses, all of us, 5-star reviews. This person changed my life. There's nothing more powerful than your own testimonial. So obviously on the physical side, if I'm losing a lot of weight, you can't deny whatever that I did worked.
Right.
If my attitude completely shift, if let's say I went, going through a bad breakup or a divorce or whatever, everyone's like, oh man, they're going to be out of the game for many, many months. Oh, they're just going to be, and then all of a sudden a month later, like, what's up guys? Let's do this. Boom. No, I'm fine. And you really are, because you can heal fast, but you really have to start really manifesting that. You don't have to, healing doesn't have to be a long, drawn out, year after year after year depressing process. What me and you do, it could be fast. And why not? Because life is so short. I don't want to take years to heal. I want to go quick on that.
Yeah, and speaking on losing weight too, for those of you you might listen to this and be like, what if I do have the right attitude? What if I do go on 21 days and do all the physical stuff? What could I do more than that? And that's kind of why, Todd and I created Inside Out Institute, is because we understand that it's a combination of the conscious side and the subconscious side together, where you really get the most effective results. For example, I usually meet the clients that Todd's probably, let's say Todd was a trainer. I get the clients that I've been working out with Todd, eating right with Todd, and just writing affirmations with Todd, but for some reason I still can't lose weight, right? There's those people, and then they feel like they're stuck, and I'm like, I'm the unstuck, doctor here that wants to help you out. And basically all it is that I don't feel safe losing weight. And then the body would actually say, no, you don't. Like, this is me muscle testing. The body says, no, you don't feel safe losing weight. And why don't they feel safe losing weight? Is because of the trauma that they created when they were at a skinnier state. So for example, if they stopped dating because people didn't find them attractive, if I got them to become attractive again, their subconscious already knows, do you know that you attracted that narcissist for 6 years? And I don't want to put you in that skinny state until you heal from that narcissist trauma. Then I'm open to lose weight. You see? So the subconscious will find ways to sabotage you losing weight, because it wants to prevent you from reoccurring the trauma, having a relapse of that trauma again. So you see how so with a program that Todd had and I had together, you can easily lose weight a lot faster, and I feel like more transformational coaches, or coaches who are like, I don't know why, my clients aren't getting better results. It's because they don't have the subconscious attached to it.
Exactly.
So I know we talked about the the information age is amazing, right? So it comes with an issue, and I think the major issue is that the microwave society kind of emerged, where we want everything like really, really fast. Now, what Todd's talking about fast, I don't want everyone to think that it's overnight. But instead of taking 2 years, why don't you take 6 months? Or if it was going to take you 6 months, why don't we take 3 months? You see? So it is going to take time, because every good thing takes time. Right. But tell me about, for example, this is like, you've had a speaking career. You spoke in many, many places to thousands of people. But similar to myself, if you looked at my first YouTube videos, they're cute, they're really cute. And then compared to now, where I make my videos, they're a lot different, especially with you too. You said you're an introvert, but now you have no problem speaking in front of 15,000 people.
Right.
What kind of I don't think it was enough for you just to read one book and then be like, okay, I know how to speak now. Like, what's your journey in regards to, and that would be like a temporary Band-Aid. It's just one book to be like, oh, I read a book, I'm fine now. But what did it really take you to become more go out there and talk to people? Like, what did it really take?
Well, I don't know if anyone's watching this, but if they've ever had an animal like a dog, and my dog is right here, you have that toy, it's like a rope, and you're grabbing the rope, and the dog is just pulling the rope so strong and hard on that rope that you're just like, you let go because you don't have enough strength in the dog. Let's say it's a bulldog or something. That's me. I'm a bulldog. So what I mean by that is I don't give up. And I wanted to make sure that I really got better at my craft. Even though I was introvert, even though I threw up 9 times before my first talk, I knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I knew that I wanted to be impactful, but I was coached though. I surrounded myself at that time with amazing people, and I was fortunate enough to work with Dr. John Maxwell too. So I saw him, back in early 2000s, sit on a stool, drink a Diet Coke, and just be like, let me tell you about leadership. Everything rises and falls. And I'm like, man, this guy's a millionaire. This guy's traveled all over the world, and he just sits on a stool and drinks Diet Coke, and just it makes an impact. I want to do this. So I never quit, and here I am, best-selling author of my own book, second book, writing now. And I'm doing a bit, but it's like Malcolm Gladwell wrote, and here we go. He brought me exactly. See, I manifested this. He just brought this to me because I
Wow.
just told him. Yeah, it's literally
Very
it's cool.
impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah. So all you dog lovers out there. But the bottom line is Malcolm Gladwell wrote the Outlier book, and he studied, one of the chapters is 10,000 hours. He talks about the Beatles, and they started in strip clubs in the UK. And before they even became Ringo and John Lennon and all that stuff, they had to practice, or they had to play in like beat up bars and strip clubs for over 10,000 hours before they became the Beatles. And that's what we don't realize with like actors and celebrities. And I mean, who's your favorite celebrity? Brad Pitt, right? Well, did you guys know that it took him 10 years to actually really become famous? And it took him, I think, 3 to 5 years to get his first gig when he moved from Missouri. He's from Oklahoma. I think he's moved from Missouri to LA to get a Doritos commercial. And then I think it was from 87 to 1992 or 93 when he finally got the cameo in Thelma and Louise. And when he had his shirt off, and I think it was like literally like 10 or 15-second cameo, that's where he started to become Brad Pitt. So are you really willing to do something for 5 years without really a lot of results to be Brad Pitt? And now he's an Academy Award winner, and he didn't even get the Academy Award until decades later. He got it for a producer of Seven Slaves or Seven, whatever that movie was. He got it as a producer. Yeah, 70 is a Slave, because he produced it, but he just got the Academy Award last year for Best Actor. So we're talking, gosh, 30 years before he got the same with Matthew McConaughey. It took him years. So that's the thing, is like whatever you have to do, it's going to take you years to really become great at that craft. But you can speed it up in the microwave philosophy a little bit, and that's fine, by having a coach, having mentors, having a community, having people that really lift you up quick. But a lot of these guys, including myself, I had to do it by myself in a lot of ways. So now with the community that we're creating, you don't have to do it by yourself.
Okay, I'm going to use a terrible analogy just because I can. So I'm thinking of like, for John C. Maxwell was for sure one of your coaches. And I feel like all the books that you've read, they call them that, it's almost like you're interviewing your coach, and your coach is giving you information. Right? You've been coached for a very, very long time. So that's number one. If you really want to like not be the waiting stimulus package person, is you probably want to get a coach. Like if you're not living the life that you want in every single way, with your money, with your relationships, with everything, then you probably are lacking a coach in your life. That's number one. And then number two is, if you want to speed up the process and kind of like, instead of, like I said, going 10 years, go 5 years, instead of 5 years, 2.5 years, is you want to get a subconscious coach, someone who's going to help you out and say, look, there's things inside of you that are holding you back. For example, if your great-great-great-great-grandfather failed in business or failed in a relationship, are you curious why you're also failing in your relationship as well? Even though that father up there, that great-great-grandfather, meant well to pass this energy down to you to, hey, look down there, there's going to be some problems with divorce. Even it could be a warning, but it could be paralyzing. So it could go both ways. And so, I mean, how many of you guys know what it takes to sabotage yourself? I mean, everyone sabotages himself in some way. But what if I told you a very comforting thought, that it's not all you, that it could be something else outside of you that's made you that way? And I feel like, again, what I learned in Landmark Forum, what you don't know, could really hurt you,
Yeah.
And I really feel like that's, like I said, man, if I could change this world, if I could create a new world again, this is what I would do. I would make around 10 years old schooling mandatory, that you have to know about quantum physics, just the 101 of what you're emotionally creating at age 10. If we did that, this world would be very, very different. Our president wouldn't have a heart wall, which is trauma that's, you create over your heart. Imagine all these politicians, dignitaries, they wouldn't have a heart wall. We would be in a state of love. This world would be very, very different. But unfortunately, we're walking around with trauma. I mean, Brad Pitt, who knows what type, I mean, who had a lot of trauma too, that's now becoming super famous. Joaquin Phoenix has like the worst upbringing of all time. Like I was doing a whole bio on him.
Children of Men. No, children of is that weird religion? Children of God. Yeah, crazy religion.
Sexual slavery, something like that. But it's just like, could have Joaquin Phoenix got famous quicker if he would have removed his emotional trauma. I really think he would have probably got it in half the time. But he didn't know about the emotion code, and he didn't know about the body code. Tell me real quick, what you know, in regards to reactivity, like, you know, being a very reactive person, I feel, again, like one of the reasons why most people aren't successful is because they get too reactive. That you can get too reactive at your job, and then you lose your job because you shouldn't have acted that way, you know, or you're too reactive with your partner. So then your wife's like, I don't like the way you react in certain situations. This is a pattern. We need to divorce now. So it seems like reactivity is this small little poison within your different sections of your life. And I know you've been working on yourself becoming less and less reactive, which makes you more productive.
Right.
How do you think the emotion code and body code is going to play to someone who's a very reactive person? What have you noticed in yourself?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I've been reactive a lot over the years just because of my own upbringing and stuff like that. But what I've noticed is even in my like romantic relationships, I was like dating reactive people. So imagine a reactive person with another reactive person. It's called World War III. So you know, and that's not good either. So I really am cautious now. Now there's this thing called like anger, right? Anger. So it's okay to get angry. Sometimes people are like, oh, never get angry in a relationship. I mean, those people they don't understand human emotions. I mean, I can get angry. You can get angry when we hear children being sexually assaulted, you know? So, I mean, it's okay to get angry. But it's really, we don't want to get angry all the time. It's not very, it's a low vibe, obviously, emotion, but it's just how you react to that. And, I've been watching Breaking Bad again. And, you know, I watch these shows.
You have to watch that show.
Oh man, so I love it. It's amazing. But you know, Bryan Cranston's character, he reacts, but at the same time, I'm watching him react, and I know it's fictional, but I get a lot out of this too. It's like he is very calm in a lot of situations when he can blow up and go crazy. And I'm like, wow, that was interesting. He didn't blow up there. Oh wow, he actually was calm down there. And I'm kind of inspired by people that don't even in the midst of, they could easily yell, they could easily argue, they have a point, you know, they're not in the wrong, that other person's in the wrong. I'm always inspired by watching people react very positively and kind, or maybe just walk away. But by the way, a lot of people are like, well, I walked away from my husband. Yeah, but you walked away slamming the door. You walked away giving him the finger. You know, that's not positive walking away. So if you're going to walk away, just be like, you know what, be calm and say in kind, like, you know what, right now we're both heated. I'm just going to walk away, not because I don't want to continue this, but let me just catch my breath. Let me just go meditate for 15 minutes. Thank you so much. Instead of, you know what, screw you, I'm out of here. You know, that's not walking. I mean, both are walking away. One is very reactive and can cause more reaction. The other is very soothing and calm. And the other person that might be angry might be like, all right, sounds good. So you actually calm down, not only you, but you also calm down the person that you're maybe could react negatively towards.
Yeah, I've also noticed too, it's like, for me, you know, I've been doing emotion code, body code work for almost 6 years. I've worked on myself, I've had other people work on me. And sometimes what happens is like, I picture like an emotion, like a tennis ball being thrown at me, or like a baseball being thrown at me. And for the first time ever, instead of just like it ricocheting off my body and me reacting towards it, I feel like slowly the baseball stops in front of my face, and I can look at it and observe it and say, do I need to get mad here, or do I not need to get mad? And would it serve me if I got mad? And for the first time ever, it doesn't go straight and hit my body, you know? And that's, and here's the thing too, is if you have inherited, let's say like, for example, you feel resentment, but you have like an inherited resentment in you, then you have an absorbed resentment from your mom the second trimester, then your shared resentment with a breakup at 15. So you have a bunch of like balls of resentment. When that ball hits you, you're reminded of all the spheres of energy in your body going like, man, I feel resentment stronger than ever. And that's where you kind of swim in the emotion instead of like, you know, just feel it. To like, you know, it's almost like to observe it, you know? And I feel like the more we tend to observe instead of react, we can have more peaceful life, you know? And I really feel like that's the goal. The goal is like, how can we acquire more peace, no matter if you're going through hard times or whatever. But I want to talk about this last thing here. I want to talk about, for me, in my opinion, because I've been in jobs before, I feel like the ultimate parable of the stimulus check is a job, in my opinion. Because I feel like, for example, a job is like, first of all, nowadays is the most insecure thing you can have right now. I mean, sure, it does pay the bills, but at the end of the day, you are literally one day away from either being replaced or COVID saying, not today. And then now you don't have it. Now, and then people actually question their worth depending on how much value they provide in their job, when they should already feel infinite worth without the job.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
like I really feel like that's why when my father, being a self-employed doctor, an oncologist, hematologist, I always valued the fact that he had his own business, because money was working for him. He had employees like that. He had control. Like his name was on his building. I've always appreciated that. And because of that, he can have as much income as he wants.
Yeah.
So for you, what do you want to tell those people who are like, you know what, I'm happy with my job right now, but maybe they don't realize that their job might be very similar to a stimulus check?
Well, let me address that, because not everyone's an entrepreneur. So I do want to, there are people that really just love their job. I just went to Starbucks today, and I was waited on very nicely, and was able to pay for the people behind me, and I was wished a Merry Christmas. And maybe this lady that waited on me, she loves it. Maybe she has a purpose working at Starbucks, and I don't want to dog that, at all. And there's a lot of great people that we need to work these jobs. For me, I don't want to make any hourly wage. I think I was battle tested when I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I started being a salesman. And I know a lot of people might hear the word sales and cringe, but you know what? You either sell or you can't. And the people that can sell are the rich people, and the people that can't or don't want to learn sales are going to be poor. And they're going to work for, Starbucks is sales, and they're selling all day long. And people are like, they're so happy I'm going to work for something that sells all over the world, or you could be the boss and build the franchise and sell all over the world. So I think it's just a choice. And the good news is you can have business acumen, but you got to study it. But again, would I rather read this book tonight or Breaking Bad? Sometimes I'd rather watch Breaking Bad than reading a book, but it comes to the discipline of how I can learn how to become a successful entrepreneur. And the good news is, because of this thing, this is a money maker. So this is not just I'm going to scroll on Instagram. Oh, if you're doing that, that's a waste of your life, and you should stop at all costs. But if you're scrolling Instagram because you're trying to attract clients, you're making money, you're helping people in certain ways, and you're making, Instagram money or phone money, that's all you really need. Me and you built Inside Out Institute with 3 other staff members in the middle of COVID on a freaking phone. And we haven't even met the staff. I haven't even met our chief financial officer in real life. Okay. So and he's in another country. And I met him on a phone because he was introduced to me by a referral from somebody that I also met by you on the phone. So this is how we've literally made all of our revenue from home in the middle of COVID, is phone calls. And I have plenty more to be on for the rest of the day. So again, there really is no excuse for anyone to not take a stimulus check, but to actually build their own stimulus package of entrepreneurship, learning a skill set that actually knows they can learn how to pay their bills. And also, look, you can really live a great life and live a life of abundance. And we're not here just to survive. We're here to thrive. And paying bills, I'm here just to pay my mortgage. Well, why did you get a mortgage in the first place? Why not rent a condo and save half of it and put it into an investment firm and or investment, opportunity? In 30 years, you're a multimillionaire now. So, people just make very unwise choices about money because they're trying to just live the good life and show the good life on Instagram, which honestly, nobody cares. So I'd rather live in a 1-bedroom condo. I have 3 kids, but you know what I'm saying? And instead of a huge house and be broke, and be house poor. So I think we just have to make wiser choices and understand that technology is our friend. It's not our enemy, and we can go capitalize on it. And we can build something great through our passion and our heart and our desire, and be partnered with the right people. Or, we could just do the 9 to 5 just because it pays our bills.
Yeah, you said it best. I really feel like now more than ever, I think 2021 is, if we became less reactive and made better decisions, I think our lives could be very, very different 5 years from now. Really, it's like every one of my mentors told me, says, I'll never go down a street where you see a very broke person and then they actually blame themselves. You'll never meet that person. They'll always say, it's my mom, it's my dad, it's my government, it's the stimulus package. It's always everything on the outside, but it's not because they said, you know what? I've made terrible, poor decisions in my life, and this is why I'm stuck here on this street right now. And it's not just one decision, it's multiple amount of decisions. But guess what's within those decisions is reactivity. Reactivity is within those decisions and has brought you here. But what if you can change the way you react to things? You make new decisions, and 5 years from now, everything is different. And honestly, I just 2015, I was, on the bottom side of the percentage of America, struggling. I was struggling with a relationship which wasn't ever meant to be a long-term one. I know my family time, I couldn't be present with my kids. I mean, you name it. Like 5 years ago, everything was very different. But once you realize that there's things inside of you that are kind of holding you back, emotional energy, then you can like really live the life that you're supposed to live. Just tell everyone real quick, like, what are we doing here with Inside Out? Because a lot of people don't know. We had just added over, was it over 500 people in like 3 or 4 days in this group. Some of them don't even know what Inside Out Institute's all about. If you could just share that real quick and maybe give them an offer that we can kind of help them out in their life.
Yeah, Inside Out Institute is a world-renowned organization that's really leading the innovative energy healing side of the subconscious mind, where we all have those blockages, those emotional traumas and energy traumas and or bad energies that are sitting there, even on the physical side, that can cause disease. It really helps you be at ease, because if I'm at ease, then I'm going to be able to do my work. That's the bottom line. And we also have world-renowned coaches and really teach transformational leadership. So everyone wants to transform their body. They want to transform their relationships. But a lot of people don't realize that they have to become a leader first. So how do you become a leader? You lead yourself, and then you have the authority and the position to lead others. You can't lead others because if no one's following you, you're just taking a walk, like John Maxwell says many, many times. So this is something that never happened before. We've come together both on the subconscious side and the conscious side to train, to rise up, to heal. And I'm telling you, I mean, man, relationships are healing. PTSD is going down. We help people heal fast. We're the alternative to big pharma and medication. Not that medication's bad or anything like that, but there is a better way. I've been on Xanax. I've been on depression medication years ago. It did nothing for me, but actually make me less driven. So yeah, I was more chill, but then I didn't want to work. So it's like, I'd rather heal myself fast so then I can do the kind of work that I'm always meant to do and I'm called to do. We also graduate people. We pay people. There's people making 5 figures or more a month in less than 5 months already, working with clients. We're going to launch the world stage. We've been featured in major publications and documentation all over the country and all over the world. And we're in over 10 countries, but we're not even half a year old. And we are the alternative to what big pharma is promoting out there and all these stupid TV commercials with the beautiful family. And then the whole thing is, you may suffer from depression. You may suffer from suicidal thoughts. You may have diarrhea 7 times a day. But by taking this antidepressant, you will maybe one day not be depressed.
But the weird part is that they're still doing slow motion family centric things while the subtitles are going at the bottom.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
I don't know if I like that. Yeah, it's like that's some programming. That's some really bad programming. What they should have been, watch how much scarier that commercial would have been if they show someone in the bathroom like having colon issues and like bleeding, from somewhere, like then people would be like, okay, I'm definitely not taking that medication for sure. But again, that is the temporary Band-Aid we've been given.
Yep.
And it's because people out there are looking to profit on our suffering. Yep. But see, at the end of the day, I really believe a creator made us with something that we can analyze what's going on in the inside and remove it ourselves and empower us. But there's no money being made to people who empower themselves. And so I really feel like I'm so glad that I'm part of Inside Out Institute with you, that we're helping people, not only if they want to go through, maybe they just want to go through a journey. They're just like, I just want to get some coaching. What is this, Emmanuel? Emmanuel's always talking about coaching, and Todd got coaching. What if I got a coach? What if I got a subconscious healer and they both work with me the next 6 months? What would my life look like? Very.
Yeah, you'd be smarter, you'd be more intellectual, you'd be emotionally stronger, you'd be physically more in shape, you'd be mentally in shape, you'd be more spiritually in tune with your alignment with why you're even on this planet. I mean, should I go on? I mean, all that stuff is priceless. You might be in a crappy relationship that you have the power to walk away from and not have to like maybe in a narcissistic relationship. Maybe you are the narcissist, but at least you have the opportunity to grow and get out of that. Maybe you're in a good marriage, but you want it to be great. So this is what's going to make it great because you're now healing. And if you're a man, there's nothing sexier to a woman than a man healing, hopefully. I mean, if they don't think that, then they're not really a real woman. I mean, if a woman is still attracted just to abs and muscles, she's on the wrong planet. I mean, that's cool and that's great, and you should be. But again, if you're in a long-term relationship, hurting people hurt people. So if the hurt person just says, you know what, I'm hurt, I'm vulnerable, I need help. well, they're not going to be hurt anymore. So therefore that person is going to attract someone that is also not hurting. And voila, now what do we have here? True unconditional love. Because when broken people love each other, there's always conditions. There's always like, are you cheating on me? Let me check your phone. My ex cheated on me. Are you cheating on me? What about, oh, no, I'm not cheating on you. How could you say that? It's like, there's no, the trust is there because they're not broken people. You know, they're healed people that have really worked very hard on themselves, and they attracted each other like organically. It just happened.
Yeah, so I'm gonna call out the world right now, wherever you are, whoever's listening to this. Is like, we need more healed leaders in this world. That's what we need. We need not like fake it till you make it leaders. We don't need that anymore. We don't need the let me show off how much money I'm making. That's not a leader. We're looking for people that like have a good heart, that really want to help people, and then they decided to remove their baggage so they can become more effective. Where are you? If you're down here, comment below. Maybe we're looking for you. But Todd, if you want to kind of share, you know, what can they do if they're interested? They're like, I want to know more about Inside Out Institute. Like, I want to be a coach. Maybe I want to be a healer. I want to know more about this. What can they do right now?
Absolutely. Well, there's some people right here. I see some people on that they can connect to, and they're saying, hey, I'm part of our Inside Out advisory board, but they can just leave a comment and just let us know. We're offering two things for you. I know it's Christmas, so we're gonna give you some Christmas presents here. Number one, a free coaching session. Now, this is a really evaluation session of what is your hell and how you can get some heaven in 2021, because we've all been through some hell in 2020. So we want to know about it, and we want to understand it, and then we want to show you how you can get some heaven for good, not just for a day. The second thing is join our group. If you're not in our Facebook group, it's all free, and we'll put the link on here as well. So that's just the two things, all free. We're here to serve you. We have 9 qualified, certified advisory board members, some male, some female, that are incredible in their own right, and they'll literally walk you through what is the hell that you're going through and how we can create some heaven in your life moving forward.
Great. And also too, if you haven't seen this very powerful 50-minute webinar of what we're really doing, if you reach out to me, I could send it to you, and then I can, if you want, I even offer a healing session to kind of show you what type of healing we do here. Because one thing is all talk. Another thing is like if you actually experience a coaching call with Todd or a healing call with me, it becomes very real with like, whoa, this is what I'm going to experience. Then now it became more real. So thank you so much, Todd. I appreciate your time. Appreciate all you do for Inside Out Institute and your leadership and the vision that you have for everyone. And I look forward to seeing you next week. And we're going to be doing another topic next week that's very prevalent. Obviously, we talked about the stimulus check. That's prevalent. But at the end of the day, what we're really talking about is just canceling temporary Band-Aids. We want long-term solutions, and we want to help you out with that.
Amen. Well, thanks so much for having me. Thanks so much, everyone, for watching. Looking forward to really guiding you, because we don't do it for you, but we definitely do it with you. And that's the best part about this whole process. So thanks so much for having me.
All right, everyone, take care. Bye.
All right, take care.